about Bigfoot, Sasquatch. One of the events, and it could have been somebody pulled one over on me, that's for sure. But the circumstances kind of led me to think that it wasn't really somebody pulling a prank. We were up in the mountains in about, I think it was about April, and it was kind of a warm season, so we were about, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 feet in elevation, and the snowpack was where we were. Might have been June, but whatever time it was, there were still snowpacks, but there was more dirt than snow. So they were just snow drifts every once in a while, and the roads were pretty much clear. The kids wanted to play in the snow, and I saw some snow about 200 feet from the road, and we were way in the back country, not a main road at all. And I parked and we walked over to the snow drift, and the kids were going to play in the snow, and they noticed that walking straight through were footprints. Oh man, I'll have to check it out. So we found footprints in the snow, and we followed it, and it just went straight across to the other side of the snow, and other side of the water, other side of the snow. Oh, good. So we were checking out these footprints, and they're massive. I mean, 12-inch, very wide, maybe 8 inches wide, and you could see in the snow. You could see the toes. It was a huge stride. And what was interesting to me was under the snow, it was a game trail. So this thing entered onto the snow drift from a game trail, and it exited the snow drift, which was the snow drift was probably 100 feet.
I'm going back down.
And it exited the snow drift on a game trail. So that's the one incident that kind of opened my eyes, because also, again, I'm 200 feet off the road. I'm nearby a campground, but I'm not in a campground, and this campground it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's not even camping season or hunting season. Nobody's up there.
And then in a minute, we're going to use a flat iron.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, if I were to be up there trying to mess with somebody, I would put those footprints in a spot that somebody was very likely to see. No one should have been where I was. It would have been, and the stride was massive. The stride, I couldn't even land in these footprints, and there were no other footprints on the snow. And so what we're going to do today, Weston has been wanting to go check out the area for a long time. So we're going to go back up there where we saw those footprints, and we're just going to be real quiet, and we're going to take a walk up that game trail. This is about the same time of year that I saw that, and it was probably about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. and we're just gonna take a walk and see if we can't find another footprint, or see if we can see it. What was interesting, within those 3 years, that was one of 3 incidences, and it's kind of in the same location, up a little higher. We had went for a evening walk to the top of Fresno Dome, and I think Fresno Dome is about 8,000 feet. Same general location, a little higher up than where I saw the footprints. But we were coming down, and it was actually night when we were coming down off of the dome, and just heard these whoops, just whoop, yeah, almost like an owl, but it wasn't an owl. And it was a drastic from the W to the P, and the owl sounding. But I grew up here. I've never heard anything like it. And it was me and 4 kids, and I really didn't talk about it. We actually kind of just kept on walking and got back to the car and called it a night. And that's what the plan was anyways. We were just doing a little evening hike and a little picnic or whatever. But I didn't want to freak out the kids, and I didn't want to freak myself out. But I knew at the time that I heard it that I mean, honestly, what I was thinking was somebody is making some noises, because I've seen shows of even heard recordings of what people say a Sasquatch sound made, and it was like, okay, that was one of the noises I've heard people claiming that's what Sasquatch makes. And I thought, okay, so absolutely, someone in the snow could have somehow made some footprints, and they got me. Also, in that night, somebody could have been making some noises. Both of these times, actually all 3 of these times, was a time where it's before real drastic tourist season starts. Drastic campers, hunters, anything. It's really it's not really busy up here during that time. But I knew, that's kind of what I said to myself. Somebody's making some noises, trying to freak somebody out or something. And it just kind of in the back of my head was there. And then about a year ago, I was up, and these are all again in the same area, kind of right in between those 2 places, from Fresno Dome, and the other was Big Sandy Campground, that I saw right outside of Big Sandy Campground is where I saw the footprints. There's a campground all by itself. It's really just there's a stream and a pull-out and a campfire ring. Not a campground. It's just there's a spot there for a lot of hunters camp, and it's in between those 2 places, Big Sandy and Fresno Dome. I go there often. I was there with the kids, and out of the peripheral, my vision, I caught something, and up on the ridge, and it caught my eye, and it was dark. It wasn't dark outside, but the figure was dark. I saw something walk by, and it was behind a tree. It disappeared behind a very large tree, and I knew I saw it. I just watched the tree for a while, and eventually I saw something poke its head out, stay there for a second, and withdraw back behind the tree. And I was taken by it, and I just, the heck was that? It's not something a bear would do. It wasn't, a bear wouldn't have been able to do it. Its head would have, it wouldn't have been able to poke just its head over. It just kind of like we would lean and look just with our head. If I saw anything more, maybe a shoulder, but it was far enough away that I couldn't make out anything distinct. But I know I saw something black pop its head out. And so what I did was I followed the creek, and where that spot is high up, and I was looking straight across at it, and the creek just drops off, and it just gets deeper and deeper down in a canyon. But what I did is I kind of went down the creek and went down into the ravine a little bit, where I could kind of see across at that tree, because it was kind of an open area and you couldn't see, there was no trees, it's kind of a standalone tree there, and I could kind of see the back side of the tree, and where I couldn't see anything was there. And it was me and the kids, and I wasn't about to go over and just check it out by myself, but I felt safe where I was, and I didn't see it there anymore. It was gone. I don't know where, it must have just walked directly away in line of sight between me and the tree, so I couldn't see it. Very much wanted to stay out of my sight, and very much knew I was there. That one, it was something. I saw something that day. It wasn't a bear. It wasn't a person. Nobody's up here. When you're alone up here, you're alone. Nobody's parked around the corner. You are very, very far out away from civilization. If there's somebody in the area, you know it. There's a car nearby, and you're gonna see it. There was nobody. So we're gonna check out this year, and we're gonna do some excursions and see if we can't find a big footprint, or we're gonna do those 3 areas. And even when I was at Fresno Dome, it was not at that elevation. What I was hearing was much lower than I was. It was down in the area of the areas that I've seen. I've had 2 encounters. It was very easily coming from that area. So I kind of want to venture into those spots and see what we can find. See if there's something to be seen out there, and we'll be real quiet. When we get there, we'll be real quiet and just do some walking around, and who knows, maybe we'll see something. What do you think?
Yeah,
We might. Alright, we'll do some videos when we get there.